Fidgeting. Ah, yes. Tory, we cut to a wide shot before we started the show. The show is Friends from Work. What's up, colleagues? And yes, I saw you guys here early saying happy Friday Eve. So yes, we want to extend that to you guys. Tory, you're sitting on a nice what's the name of that couch? A Chesterfield.
It's called a Chesterfield.
I love those couches.
It's my dad's from the 70s, you guys, and Lord Chesterfield created buttons like this in his coat, and so they named it the Chesterfield sofa. Michael Dean
love
said,
it.
Is that the one JD Vance had a relationship with?
Yes, those hoes serve multi-purpose couch is what JD called it. His mom walks in, can you knock?
It's the Chesterfield time. It's my Chesterfield time.
Oh, yes. Yes, welcome and thank you. Shout out Brandon. I am rocking the bling. Tory, where is this from?
Am I supposed to know that?
Yes, you should. You could know that. You would know this. I've worn this.
When you were LL Cool J.
Yes, look at you. I am very impressed. Good call. So yes, really and good. Lucy said, what part of Run DMC? This is LL Cool J, Lucy. One of my favorite jokes my boy Neil Brennan said, because like LL's been on whatever Law and Order type show he was on. Ice-T has been on Law and Order, and he said if Biggie and Tupac had lived, Tupac would be kicking Biggie down a flight of steps on Law and Order SVU. And it's just like, that's like the eventual end for all rappers. 50 Cent has a show on Fox Nation called How to Catch a Murderer or something. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It's so true. I always thought it was funny that Ice Cube had, is it Ice Cube or Ice-T? It's Ice-T.
Yes, it's Ice-T.
Ice-T had a song called like F the Police, and now he's a policeman.
Well, Ice Cube had F the Police with NWA. Ice-T, remember, he had the controversial song Cop Killer.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I think he did it because Ice-T was such a pioneer in so many ways. He had a rock group that he toured with that was his group called Body Count.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think they still tour.
Oh, wow.
They're like a hard metal group. I mean, Body Count's been, he's had such an interesting career. It's really, what a career. He said, Mama said, knock you out, Lucy, is now on a Jeep commercial. Yes, it's like, don't call it a comeback. By the way, Tory, since I'm putting on my full nerd hat and my nerd rope chain, did you know that Jeep is an eponym?
What's that again?
An eponym is when the the brand takes over for the name. The name of the
like Kleenex.
Kleenex, yes.
Yeah, or Xerox.
Did you know Escalator is an eponym?
No, I didn't know that. There's other words for Escalator?
I don't know what Yeah, Escalator's a company. Isn't that interesting? That could have been a Tory fun fact.
Yeah, there's like a Joe Escalator. That's so
weird. Yeah, just like somebody's in a nightclub, like just bottles of champagne and like hot chicks, and somebody's like, "Who's that? Is that a rapper?" No, that's Escalator money he's sitting on. His great grandfather.
And it goes up and up and up.
Invented the my ex-girlfriend, who's a doctor now, one of her best friends, her dad invented, like when you step on a trash can and it flips open.
Yes.
He invented that patent, and they were crazy paid just from the step on trash can. I guess he was
I use it every day.
Yeah,
I use it every day.
Yeah, he went down and patented it.
My cousin dated the guy whose great-great-grandfather, I think, or just great-grandfather, wrote the words Coca-Cola in that cursive, and they get a third of a penny anywhere it's written, and it's written 3 times on Coke.
Oh my gosh.
So they are ridiculous. Beverly Parker says body count is still touring. Right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, jacuzzi is another one, says Julia. And I said Xerox for all copy machines. Yeah.
Oh, well, what
Yeah.
do you
You're
call it? Is it jacuzzi just a hot tub?
Yeah, but it's a name brand, but we all
Right,
just say it
yeah.
jacuzzi.
But
Yeah,
people say let's get in the jacuzzi even though it's not. Okay.
totally.
Is there any way that you say let's get in the jacuzzi to somebody that you're not trying to see naked or have sex with?
No.
No, it's a thing. It's just like you would never like
Nope.
you and I are as close as two people could be. You never be like, you know what? We got a jacuzzi. You want to go hit that? Be like, yo, are you on drugs?
I'd say no. I'd
Yeah,
say no. It is hard to hook up in a jacuzzi. That is difficult. Michael Dean's right.
it's you know what the jacuzzi is, and we're actually going to talk about this when we get to the Love Is Blind stuff that we have. Q-Tips is also an Ipanem.
Good one, Sylvia.
There's a lot of stuff you see in movies that people embrace, and they're like, "That's hot. That's what sex." But like in real life, it does not work out at all. Like when you see two actors hooking up in a pool and it's beautiful, it's just like it's weird. There's water it's like very difficult and it's not fun. It's just it's unpleasant. And also
I completely agree.
hot tubs, unless they're your own, are kind of gross. And I had one in my old place there, you got to clean them. It's not, you have to be like a person that's into that. Like if you don't drink, you don't want to get a hot tub, because you're like, I don't want to clean it, I
It's
don't
just
know.
like
Maybe,
soup.
yeah, it's just, yeah, you're just, I said, because I went to the hot springs here in Colorado, and, you're like, oh, the hot springs, naturally warm water. And I'm going to get there. And Tory, you and I are both a little bouge. Okay. Let's be real. We're both a little stank. And I pulled up and I saw the parking lot and I was like, and then and I was just like, I am sitting in red state soup right now. It was just, people are drunk in there, everybody's peeing, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I
Oh my
don't like
God.
public baths. I don't like water parks. I don't want to be sitting in water with randos.
I know.
That's like my least favorite thing in the world. I don't like it.
It's not good. Apparently at the Bunny Ranch, it's not called the Bunny Ranch, the Playboy Bunny Mansion, their hot tub in the grotto was filled, like teeming with listeria.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Since it's Friday Eve, and colleagues, I'm giving you a heads up that this is true, but this is just a thing. I dated a girl who was a dancer and ballet dancer, I should say. And they were on tour, and ballet dancing beats up your body. So she went to what do you call it? She went to a flotation tank, the dark flotation where you just sit there and float. And she said she got there was no attendant. There was just a sign saying like what to do, like unlock the door, let yourself in, blah blah blah. And she was like, all right, but it's dark. So she got in, and I guess the water was super gross. And they're all traveling in a van as a touring group. And she said they had to stop at an urgent care because she had like a level 15 UTI.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
yes. Oh my God. It's like, what do you call that? Like static water is not.
No.
It's not a good idea, y'all. Have you ever looked at a puddle? How's that doing? You want to sit in that? Okay. Now that yeah, it's so gross. Okay, Tory, we gotta get to that main story. That was ridiculous, but true. All right, Tory, we have a poll. Jeff Schroeder's favorite things. Remember how much he hated polls?
Yes.
No matter what, even if it was like 80% of Americans like ice cream, he'd be like, you can't say that. We have to have some way to gauge these things.
Yeah, my car. I went to a carpool and the guy was a pollster, so they're real. Like the science is real, the research is real.
All right, well, let's talk about this poll. Okay, it says that
I can't read this well.
New Times Siena survey shows faith in the American political system is collapsing. Is America too divided to solve its own problems? Tory, what do you think?
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
I mean, well, it's already at 64, saying it's already past the point of no return, and only 33% think that we can even still address it. So, I mean, getting worse is how much. We only got about a third to go before it's 0 and 100.
And we have 3.5 more years of Trump or more. I do want to just say that once Trump is no longer politically active, all of this will, as I always say, swing back another way. But because he is the aberration of all the presidents in my mind, and I know all the presidents backwards and forwards of divisiveness, we're going to be at an all-time high. I'm not talking 1863 Civil War, but we're getting pretty close to where southern neighbors and northern neighbors can no longer talk to each other. And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I do think it will get better. It doesn't just stay divided. It will go back. That's just the way our system works. And it just, in my mind, this 8 years of Trump, he came to the podium with emboldened, violent, divisive language that is only going to make your constituency divided, violent, and polarized. So once this man is no longer politically active, I think we can come back. I don't think this is the end of America, but it's not great.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I was listening to the Ta-Nehisi Coates Ezra Klein discussion today. It was just really interesting to me. And Ezra Klein was saying that he's read some polls that already says that a lot of people think America is in a silent Cold War.
Very
and
many
if
people
you think about
yeah.
a Cold War is a war without weapons. And I do think that there has been enough Trump over the last 10 years now. How long has he been? 2 terms, and then kind of this year, so 9 years, plus the year of him running. So yeah, about a decade of Trump in our ear every day, for positive or negative, depending on which side of the aisle you are with him. And my only pushback, even though I do think it is human nature to get tired of whatever's going on, and at some point, if my theory is correct, and it's just a theory, at some point you get tired, and you can only ramp it up so much, especially when you're taking from the people. I think it would be much different if Trump had his rhetoric and he was overly rewarding red states with tax benefits, the places that, and was coming down violently on blue states and blue cities. He's trying some of that with the occupations and all that kind of stuff. Taking, he took the Space Force out of here in Colorado, took that away from Colorado Springs, took 1,700 jobs with him. Can you imagine? You've been to Colorado Springs. 1,700 jobs is a lot of jobs. It's a lot of jobs. And gave it to a red state. I believe it went to Alabama or Texas, one of those places.
I think it's in Alabama.
Right, me too.
Which also, he did it for mail-in voting, but Alabama also has mail-in voting. So I don't know why he made the switch.
Well, it's just to punish the cities that did not vote for him. And, I think if there was more of that, I think if red states weren't also having their SNAP benefits taken away, if rural communities weren't having their farms destroyed, we're not having their hospitals close, we're not having tariffs destroy whatever that they usually export, I think that this could go on longer. But I think there's going to be an economic collapse that will be felt strangely faster in the rural communities, because a lot of the stuff Trump imposed is affecting farmers, soybeans, tariffs. If you make, tractors, if you're John Deere, or you have a slaughterhouse that makes chickens and chicken wings, you're going to feel these impacts first. And so I'm the only thing that I think could be our saving grace is that they turn on him, because he economically crushes them. He's getting their workforce. He's getting what they export. He's getting what they need to stay healthy and what they need to eat and the money in their pocket. Those are really the 5 things he's really going after.
I have to agree, and I also have to say a lot of people from rural cities and places are in the military, and that display at the military with Pete Hegseth has not gone over well in the global community and the military community. People I've heard that said it was just horrifically condescending to be spoken to by a Fox News host who is often inebriated and has mistresses and claims of abuse, to be telling them you all need to be upholding a male standard, when like it just didn't go well. So the military is also a big group of sometimes a lot of red state, red meat, hometown, GOP, and that didn't go over well.
Yeah, a
So
guy with
he's kind of
coiffed
hit all of
hair
them.
telling him to do more sit-ups. And meanwhile, this guy's been
Yeah.
drinking martinis. And just the stories I've heard of him allegedly being kicked out and carried out of a strip club. Do you understand what it takes to get 86 from a bar? Is a lot. You're supposed to be drinking in there. To have to be carried out by other adults, you are really out of control. And I think there's just a matter of time before a lot of this stuff spills over, because there's too much nonsense happening behind the scenes for this not eventually to come to light.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Tory, let's move it on. I want to let's talk a little fame speed. All right, Tory. Well, let's have fun. Let's talk about Stephen King. We didn't get to this yesterday. America's he's tops the list of banned authors. Does that surprise you?
Yes. I thought he did, scary movies, kind of intense movies, a little paranormal books. I'm sorry, books. His son Joe Hill is also kind of in that realm. But we read from Michael Dean that Carrie, the book Carrie,
And The
which
Stand.
and the Stand are both widely banned. Not sure why, but maybe for being bullies in school. Like, I don't know why. So yeah, they were censored 206 times according to Penn, with Carrie and The Stand being among the 87 of his works that are affected. I don't know. Carrie? What do you think, Al?
I don't know what this would be, because I thought the people that are usually behind the banning are also trumpeting masculinity and being tough. And the idea of banning a scary movie, I would think
Right.
would hurt that brand of like, we're tough, we don't care, put anything up, blood and gore and Americana, bring it on. I'm surprised that they banned that. It's not like he's making a political statement in there in any
There
way.
is some sexual content, and I do agree with Just Me. There is some menstruation scenes in there that, but I can't imagine that's why. Now they've also banned Harry Potter in
No, they have not.
many parts of Florida for the wizardry, for the magic. I'm not even kidding you. In deeply religious southern states, Harry Potter is banned. And so banned books can come in different ways. I also know that, to be honest, Stephen King is an outspoken liberal that goes after the administrations. And so I wonder if that had to do with it as well. He's a big critic, but yeah, we had a class in 8th grade, and I've often told you guys that was only to read banned books. And one of the ones we read was To Kill a Mockingbird, Catcher in the Rye. But we read what is it? Playgirl?
Playgirl. It's like, no, I'm just trying to anticipate.
Totally. But we also read Clockwork Orange, which is this dystopian future and filled with violence. And it was one of my favorite books of all time. So yeah, I don't get the banning. And I think Barnes and Noble, certain ones have like banned books table where you can go and pick it up. So it's just.
And if wizardry is banned, doesn't that destroy the science fiction section?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sylvia says a lot of people think this. Her sister-in-law thinks Harry Potter is the work of the devil. A lot of people have a problem with the magic and the dark magic and the feeling.
Wait, was that Sylvia? Okay, Sylvia, we'll talk until you can comment. But I wonder, Sylvia, does she feel the same way about what is what's the Wicked Witch in the West? Wizard of Oz. Does your sister have a problem with that? I'm very curious. Like, what is the line? Are you anti everything?
It's
Because
anything that is like anti-religious based can cause a problem, like magic and a lot of fantasy books, they can cause issues in the deeply religious states. So yeah, Sylvia says I have no idea. Yeah, Halloween. That's a great call, Michael Dean. How
I
does she
think
feel about
Halloween's
Halloween?
probably a problem for like religious people. Is there a religious base for Halloween?
Yeah, so it comes from Samhain, which is an Irish, Scottish pagan religion that was
Right.
done for the harvest over a full moon, and people would dance and they'd be in the woods, and it comes from that sort of harvesting festival and being close to the dead as well for Day of the Dead, which is another way it came. And so it combined a lot of cultural parts of getting close to the underworld, and that's why you see the ghosts and all that stuff. So W. Booker says, I grew up in the South. No Halloween for me. No candy. Halloween was not celebrated.
Get out of here. Oh my good. I mean, that's really,
That's crazy.
there's all these experiences that you think are fairly, except for like when you think about like maybe like Jehovah's Witness or something.
They don't dress
there-
up either.
yeah, but like there's a lot of people that for whatever reason just did not have yeah, look at all these. Wow, there's just so many things. And I just I wonder if that's just the way, because if you think about, if you are a religion that wants to keep your followers and your flock close, what you don't want is them thinking about anything else that could be considered like magic, except for Jesus rising from the dead. The burning bush. The things that your religion highlights is like, this is a miracle that happened. If you're talking about Harry Potter, we're like, oh, it's a 13-year-old that's got a stick and he can do the same thing. Well, that kind of takes a chunk out of what you're pushing.
Yeah.
So I guess it is a way to kind of uh it seems like with a lot of the stricter religions get, no matter which religion it is,
Yeah.
they want to wall their people off of society. You think about Mormonism, especially the hardcore ones. The women can't watch TV. They don't want those girls that are not allowed to go to school to see Taylor Swift, some badass chick commanding attention, then hopping in a Ferrari and drive there, because their girls will be like, what was that? And they're like, nothing.
Yeah. Totally.
you got to keep people walled off. So that kind of makes sense. I did think that was super interesting.
Yeah.
And since I did mention Taylor Swift, it gives me a chance to hit this again. Years. All right, now we are not talking Taylor Swift, even though we are talking Super Bowl. I believe the commissioner of the Super Bowl said she's welcome to perform anytime, and it's like, damn right she is. Taylor Swift's welcome, and just like if we were still doing DBL, it's like we've got 4 guests booked. Taylor Swift said she can cancel them. Taylor Swift,
on.
Yeah, she's got this. So
I'm going to the Saturday movie about her new album with Jody and Kelly.
Oh, from DBL?
Yeah.
Oh, my girls. Tell them I said what up.
My Swifties. Okay. We're going to the movies.
Okay, now wait. Now why, Michael Dean, why do we need to stay up late to hear T Swift's album?
The Diary of a Showgirl comes out, I think, midnight. I don't know. Saturday is the movie that comes out about. Yeah, it drops at midnight.
Tonight or midnight? I mean, tonight.
Midnight tonight. Yeah, it's the Diary of a the Life of a Showgirl, and she wrote it while doing her Eras tour. So it should be cool. I'm really excited. I'm going to the movie that is a documentary about it. I just like anything Taylor, so
Can I tell you how famous Taylor Swift is?
Yeah.
She has nothing to do with the story, and we've been talking about her for 3 minutes. I just used her as a
amazing.
quick segue, and it just, I mean,
I love her.
She touches all parts of American culture, no matter how you feel. And I think that's part of why people hate on her so much, is because you can't get away from her. I don't want to get away from her. I don't even necessarily want to go towards her. I just like to observe and just be like, because she is really a touchstone of the culture. But another touchstone, especially when it comes to Latin culture, is Bad Bunny, Tory.
Yes.
And he has been tapped to do the Super Bowl. And you're going to find this shocking. I know you're sitting on a Chesterfield, but I want you to study yourself. MAGA was not happy about that.
No. And many of them said he's not even from the United States. And I just want to quickly have a geography political lesson here. Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Okay, back to you, Al.
Yes, your phone still works in Puerto Rico. You still
It's
spend it. It's the same place,
yeah.
except they don't have any representation. So,
No, just like my city of Washington, D.C.
isn't that interesting? You
Yeah.
know what? My friend Rojo, who's from Puerto Rico, he's a comic, hilarious, one of my favorite human beings that lives on this planet. He grew up in Puerto Rico, and it's interesting because he's a he'll tell you he's like a pretty boy, like he's a well manicured. I don't think people. I'm not even going to use that because it's so old school, but he's like a very manicured man. You know, he will get his eyebrows done, he will get his legs waxed, but he said a lot of Puerto Rican men do that, but they're very machismo. And he says that a lot of people do not want Puerto Rico to have representation, to senators, Congress people, because they automatically think that'll throw the balance towards the Democrats. But he was like, you'd be surprised. He was like, it would not be a shoo-in that Puerto Rico would be a blue state if it was to become one. So I just thought that was so interesting because I think I was like, oh, Puerto Rico, yeah, they big pun.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Bronx, but he's like, a lot of Puerto Rican men are very machismo and very much like, I'm down with Trump. He told that woman to shut up. What up with that? No.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Latino and Latina people voting for Trump, and it was a huge chunk of his voting poll. MAGA's upset because it's going to be in Spanish. And just to let you know, they are, and first of all, that's a big FU to Donald Trump and the administration by having Bad Bunny, but they're reading the room. They're just reading the room of who is watching the NFL. I mean, they're not stupid, But yeah, there will be now, they have said that ICE agents will be hiding and mixed into the crowds. Now, if you guys didn't know, the other day, Al and I spoke about this. Bad Bunny had famously not gone to the Americas, not, I know Puerto Rico is in America, but it did not do an American tour at all.
That's known as the contiguous United States.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. Because he was worried that ICE agents would be waiting at his concerts. And I think he has every right to think that. So
because they would be, yes.
They absolutely would be. So they will be hiding out in the audiences. I've just seen horrific footage of the ICE agents taking a baby away from a mother and then like beating up a press aide. Did you see the guy? They shoved him out of an elevator and he was taken off in a stretcher.
Yes.
And I walk by every day the First Amendment saying Congress should not infringe on the right of the press, on the right of our way to speak. And so it's in the newsroom. And they are covered in masks. What cowards. What a coward you are.
Well, I don't know if this was yesterday or the day before, but a judge just ruled that masks are unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And are meant to evoke basically, and this is a Reagan appointed lifetime appointee judge. Basically said that masks are meant to he was like imagine like a masked Marine.
Yeah.
Like hard, you don't think about that. He said only cowards cover their face. It's meant to invoke and evoke images of the Ku Klux Klan, of just people. And you can just tell there was like, did you see the one? And I think colleagues, I know some of you guys saw this. There's a video that was going around kind of at the end of last weekend, and earlier this week, of the ICE agent. And it was two ICE agents that had tackled this man in the middle of the street. He was screaming, help, help, ayúdame, ayúdame. And people were highlighting the video because it showed how poorly trained they are. There's I think there's a black ICE cop and an older white cop. The older white cop is sitting on top of the guy. He takes his gun out.
Yeah, and then he drops it.
Yeah, he took it out. Then he went to reholster it, but didn't holster it. He just shoved it in his belt, like Indiana Jones or some shit. And then when he took it back out, the magazine fell out of the bottom of it.
It was bad. It was bad.
So bad. And the crowd is like, what are you doing? On the ground. And then he stands up and his glasses are like this, Tory, at the end of his nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has the gun and he's pointing it like this at the crowd. And everybody's like, what are you doing? You psychotic man.
I know.
So, I mean,
not good. It's not
But that's
good.
why they're covering their face.
Yeah, because they're
What?
cowards, just like the
Yes.
KKK. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same. The mask, the hood. You don't want to see me because I'm a member of this community. Well, then show your face if you're going to take someone in against their will,
Yeah.
based on race, like the
Yeah.
Supreme Court allowed.
When is it ever like you're allowed to put a mask on while you're doing your job?
Like
Like
construction.
it's just like why does these random groups of people and they're like, oh well, they're scared that they'll be doxxed. It's like,
Right.
can't that happen to any couldn't that happen to a comic? If I tell a joke the audience doesn't like and they're like, here's where Al's kids go to school.
Totally.
So should everybody be wearing a mask if we're all worried about being doxxed?
I think, to be honest with you, this mask situation will go up. The ACLU will be suing and it will go up. I wondered the Supreme Court. Now, I do know the Supreme Court is in the pocket of one Mr. Donald Trump, but it is highly unconstitutional to be arresting people when they can't tell A, why they're being arrested, and B, they can't see their own person arresting them. It's the same with a jury. You have to be in with a group of your peers. You have to be able to see them. That's why you are there. So yeah, it's not good. 757 Hustle says Dean Cain was injured while training for ICE. Timu Superman.
There is footage of that 757 Hustle show. We need that. We need that clip. I needed it before you leave that comment. You
Dean
better have that.
Cain.
What? And it's just so interesting, like the lineup of like weird celebrities that like you're like, oh, did you see? We never talked about it, and it hurts. And I know a lot of our colleagues, it probably hurt y'all deep too when it came out that Gloria Gaynor was a
Yeah.
Trump, and I was
Yes.
like, no,
I know. I
no.
know. I know.
But it does go to show you that his net is wide because it's not just white men. It's not just, Latino. It's like he grabs like a little bit from everywhere.
Yeah, he did.
And
He
it's
grew.
very strange. Some
I know.
doctors, billionaires,
Yeah. The tech
yeah,
companies.
yes, like Mark
Right.
Zuckerberg. Like, what the F? Like, it's a weird
Right.
coalition.
The one group that has stayed always against MAGA have been Black women. And they feel that they have done their job and they have tried to support this country and they never get anything back. And I would feel the same way.
That's very true. All right, Tory, let's keep it moving. Let's do a little fun stuff. Let's do this here. I like this, even though we're not really doing the betting yet. All right. I don't know why I like that. I'm a stupid man. Well, really quickly, since we're doing it, tonight, the San Francisco 49ers, I'm sure you know, they are playing, why can't I think of this? They're playing the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
Tory, now the 49ers are without their starting quarterback. So their backup quarterback, his name is Mac Jones. White guy, not a 73-year-old black man from Skokie, Illinois.
His name is Mac
Jones, MAC. He's stepping in. He's kind of a scrappy guy that's always been a backup, but he's got the attitude where he wants to be a starter. And he's going up against Matthew Stafford, who's a Super Bowl winner. His wife is famously a MAGA person. And, he's famous and he has a pedigree. He went to Georgia. Now, San Francisco is going to go to Los Angeles, play in SoFi Stadium. Do you think the scrappy Mac Jones can beat the 3-1 Los Angeles Rams?
Here's where I come from. My background is with Tom Brady. He went to Michigan and was famously a third string after Drew Bledsoe. And I always go for the dreamer, the one who's like the third string and someone gets hurt and they're like, we're putting you in, like that guy. So I don't know. It's not a home turf thing, but I think the willpower of that Mac Jones, he sounds scrappy. He sounds scrappy.
Absolutely.
And I like the name. Lars says SF has a lot of weapons, San Francisco 49ers. So we'll see.
Which weapons do you think that they should utilize tonight?
Definitely their defense. Strong on defense. And, the kicker is out of control. He can kick it right over the mountains.
Do you think the Rams have any weaknesses they should go after?
Definitely the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks are weaker, and I hear there's been some injuries.
All right, so Tory says that San Francisco is going to cover the spread.
Yeah, the spread is going to be on by proxy, and you're going to get at least a 10 over the spread.
All right, 10 over the spread. At least you've heard it here first. Well, I do want to talk. I hit my screen. I was laughing so hard. All right, Tory, let's go to Minnesota. Let's keep talking football, though. A 22-year-old poses as a high school football player. In Minnesota, a man allegedly faked documents to join a team. And I guess clearly they figured it out. I'm sure that they're like, our quarterback has 4 kids, but yeah, what do you think his teammates feel right now? How do you even think something like this happens?
I don't know. I really don't understand if they're not checking like records or if the guy is falsifying the records. But like if I were in high school, maybe he looks young, but like a 22-year-old looks different than like a 17-year-old. So Julia says, especially when they found him in a bar.
Yeah, you can legally drink.
So he was listed on the roster as a 17-year-old senior cornerback. This guy must be just very lonely, or you know what I always say, Bruce Springsteen himself, the glory days, the Uncle Rico. Right. I can throw this right over the mountains and state, they just can't get over the football, they just can't get it over. So yeah, catch me if you can running down the football field.
And I before we close this segment, I don't want to, the colleagues have a say in this too, and Pretty Brown Mimi wants you to talk briefly about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're playing better this year. Their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence is great.
He's been playing well. What do you think the next couple games look like for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think that they have I think they're tired. I think they're really, really tired. They've been on the road, the Jaguars, and I think that they're worn out, and I think they're a little burnt out. And I'm looking to see some replacements soon. I hope with their linebackers.
Okay.
They're tired.
Okay. All right, Tory. Let's do this. I want to hit this quick little. Let's move on. Oh, that's right, y'all. You guys know what time it is. It's time to keep it moving. Sponsored by Spider Moving and Storage. I just love these guys. They've been taking care of us forever. Tori's going to hit that number really quickly.
303-544-4000.
All right, we're going to do a quick segment today, Tory, and it's going to pair with the story that we're doing. This advice column kind of goes along with what we're dealing with, because they're saying if you knew your friend's husband was lying about a work trip, would you tell them? Would you tell her, or would you move on and say it's not my business?
Can I ask you, just in your mind, are we talking about a very good friend or just like an acquaintance friend, just in this hypothetical?
Let's say a good friend. Let's raise the stakes.
I'm telling them.
Okay.
I think this might be different for men than women. And please, in the chat, let us know. Oh, God, Christina saw a spider truck on the highway and got way too excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, beep, beep, flat. I would love to know in the chats, but women, if you knew that your really good friend's husband was lying about going on a work trip, Just Me says, write her an anonymous letter. I'm not doing that. I'm going right up to her and saying, I'm concerned. And I want you to know, because I would want to know for me too.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, because I think
Julia agrees.
That's the correct assessment. But what I'll ask you and what I'll ask Julia is,
and Emma,
are we sure that they didn't already know? We all know.
Well, then they can tell you. But then they can tell you.
But maybe they're not ready to admit it to themselves. I think you have to be in the right place. I think you have to be in the right place. And I think people will, usually what would happen is that friend is going to turn on you, even though you did the right thing, even though morally I agree with what you're talking about. I think it is the thing to do. I don't know if I could live with myself not doing what you're suggesting. But I think that if you tell, you should be prepared to lose that friend. When you start talking about extinction level events like cheating, even if you're like, I got screenshots, girl, a lot of times it will be stay out of my relationship. He said that's AI. And next thing you know, you're out the door.
Well,
You know?
I would take that chance because I wouldn't be able to really live with myself. But Michael Dean said he'd blackmail him for money, which is pretty dark.
It's also hot. All right. Jesus, Michael Dean's like a
Lars agrees.
yeah.
I don't know. I would want to know, just like Julia, I would want someone to tell me. So therefore, I would tell that person, especially if they're my good friend.
All right, Tory, let's get to this because everybody wants to talk about it. All right, Tory, everybody's talking Love is Blind. We got to get to it. It's here in Denver in the D.
Let us know if you're watching in the colleagues in the comments, okay?
Yes, please. Yeah, so we can gauge if you guys give a shit.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. But I do want to talk about this. First of all, it's super interesting. This was Michael Dean, our executive producer's first time ever watching it ever.
A virgin. He was a virgin.
So the things you do for the show, from engagement ring rules to production run weddings. We have the cast members up right now. All right. Now we're no spoilers, we promise. And if it's a spoiler, it's like a baby spoiler. So Tory, if anybody watched the first episode, and this will be the only semi-spoiler that we give, Allie, and this happened in the first episode, Allie, which one? She's second row next to the black dude. That's Allie.
She's second row to the left, two in from the left.
Next to the
she's
black
gorgeous.
Guy. Yes. And she hooked up with the guy with the orange shirt, third row, dead center.
Yes, Anton.
And they got wifed up. Tory, I don't say this a lot. You know I don't get super thirsty over girls. Allie is fine as shit. She's so fine. Like, I was watching it with Sarah. I was like, I'm watching this for work. I don't think anything. I love you.
I mean, she is just stunning. And when Anton, if you guys don't know, they don't see each other until he proposes. And when they saw it, he was like, oh no, she's stunning. Like, he is uncomfortable with how pretty she is. I think I would be uncomfortable with how pretty she is just to be around her. Like, she's gorgeous.
That's what I wanted to talk about, because everybody, wants to have an attractive partner. I'm sure most people that have a partner, that partner is attractive to them. But there are some people that are attractive to everybody. And is there an extra amount of pressure, amount of weight, especially when you're a guy? I could just imagine, like, you go to a bar, I'm going to go to the bathroom, you come out, there's some dude this is Max, he's buying me a drink. I'm like, yeah, is he? He's nice, is he? Like, everywhere you go, there's going to be people all over your partner and people coming in and out of her life. Oh, he's a photographer. Is he? It's just going to constantly be this thing. And so I guess,
are you discriminating? Are you discriminating against pretty people?
Is that discrimination? Because you could say to yourself, I don't think anybody would initially do this, but I think there's a point of self-consciousness when every time you go out, you hear people like, that's your man.
I know. So colleagues, would you guys just take it out of Love is Blind? Because I see a lot of you aren't watching and we totally are reading the room here. Would you be okay?
General question.
Yeah. Would you be okay with like a Margot Robbie, or like a Brad Pitt, or like a Tory Schulman, but like, would you feel comfortable dating someone like that, or would you be always a little bit self-conscious?
I think you would be.
I think you would be too. I think you have to be. I would be concerned. I don't know if I wouldn't date them.
Is a plane going over like a jet? Yes, I know.
It's like a military thing.
Yes, that's not United. Yeah, I hear that too. All right, Tori, you seem like you're shocked by the magic of flight. Why don't you keep talking? Okay. The plane goes fly.
It's like it's breaking the sound barrier. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, they're going to Portland, says Julia.
Right. It's on fire.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would have a little bit of an issue. I want someone who's it happens every Broncos game. No, I don't think it was a flyover, was it?
No, they don't come over regular neighborhoods. I think they just go straight back to Colorado Springs. I'm assuming that's where they're taking off from.
Yeah, I think it's a training, but also Pretty Brown Mimi says this. I prefer cute in the right light kind of guy.
I mean, there's something to that, Pretty Brown Mimi. Like, I don't know. It
Totally.
just, because for as much as everybody's like, what are you talking about? Who wouldn't want to date a model? Like, there are like professional athletes and singers like sliding in their DMs.
Totally.
And just
Yeah.
imagine like your girl's like, oh my God, Zac Efron won't leave me alone. And you're like, Jesus Christ, what can I offer? You
Yeah,
know,
right,
I mean,
right.
there'd be a constant issue. Okay. My other question that I got from Love is Blind that has nothing to do with the cast, and really just a more of a general question, because when I was watching the colleagues, what I noticed was they were, you know, if it was me and Tory, they'd be like, Tory, describe your ideal day. And she's like, you know, it's me and you. We're in the backyard, watching the sun go down. We live like right on some oceanfront property. Our feet are digging into the sand. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's not life. That's not life. And I wonder if we are selling, Tory, to our younger version of ourselves when we say, Tory, you can get that white knight that's going to pick you up and carry you into the sunset. I don't think that's real. What your day-to-day is going to be, and it's going to lead people to be disappointed with what life actually is with a partner that's supportive. But like a lot of it is like 3:00 in the morning, you're going to get some Theraflu because your partner's sick. And
Yeah.
you know, it's more that. It's more like doubling back to the store because you forgot trash bags and you don't effing feel like doing it, but you don't want to get into it. And so you go back, and now you come home, you got a little bit of an attitude, and they wonder why you have an attitude because they were in a good mood, and now you guys are in a weird place. That's kind of what it is. It's
Yeah.
not sand a lot. It's
Except for
not a
people
lot of
who
sunsets till the
they
end.
they live there are people who live on the beach, like beach communities, and like my dream is to live by the water
You would
in the
be so
sand.
bored.
No, I wouldn't.
You don't think so?
No, my dream, can I be honest with you guys, is to be able to ride my bicycle like into town by the beach to get like tomatoes and corn.
Okay, you could do that now.
But it's better with like a beach nearby.
You
So
don't want
yeah.
to ride downtown, people flying past you in cars.
No, I just like this idea, and it is very expensive, and I understand that it's also not great for climate change. Like houses on the beach aren't doing so well.
Yeah.
The insurance is very high, but I don't know. My dream is to live by the beach.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop that dream if you can get insurance. Everyone's like, you suck, Tori.
Yeah, no, I mean, do you know what though? When people are like, if you can get insurance, my homeboy, who's a surgeon, went to Harvard, did all the things, lost his house at the during the Malibu fires.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many millions of dollars that house was, but I went there a couple times. Gorgeous. He built a lot of it. And guess what? Insurance was like, sorry.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And yeah,
I
and
can
so like I
imagine.
think even like a lot of times your dream doesn't always stay that like that. And I'm not trying to be to throw water on it. It just seems like maybe that's why we do see so much turnover in relationships, or people are expecting this perfect guy and this perfect girl. And I feel like you rarely hear somebody say, you know, I'm looking to fill in whatever holes they may have. I feel like me and my girl fill in each other's holes, no pun intended. You know, I got it. You know, I'm not great with dates and times, and she is. And so
Right.
like we kind of feel, you know, and I'm like, she's, you know, we help each other. You were, the other one might be lacking, and I feel like I don't hear that as much as like they just want this like white picket fence. I'm like, yeah, but there's like what's going on inside of that fence. Maybe I'm hating.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's fair, but a lot of you people are writing that you want lake houses and mountain houses. Um and many of you guys grew up on lakes and stuff. I don't love lakes. I don't hate lakes, but I'm not like a lake mountain girl. I don't know.
See,
I'm a beach girl.
I would be a mountain guy, but that's just me taking one step towards my natural instinct, which is to self-isolate. There is just, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
you
there's no
become a
Wi-Fi up
Unabomber.
here. Sold. I could disappear. I mean, I really saw my dad do it. My
Yeah,
dad
yeah,
basically self-isolated, and I constantly fight that. Um, especially when I'm on the road. If I want to eat out, I never order in. I go walk the city
good.
because I can stay in my hotel room for 72 hours and that would be a dream. I'd just be
Yeah,
getting started. So realize whatever makes you kind of weird and kind of fight against it, All
yeah.
right, Michael Dean, can you pop that picture up of everybody one more time? All right, really quickly, last thing I wanted to discuss, the third row. This is the last. This is episode 1. The black gentleman in the third row and the black woman in the third row. They end up kind of getting together, and Tory, he's eccentric. He's an eccentric
I think
person.
I don't know if this is okay to say, but he seems to be on the spectrum because he spins a lot and he likes to lay down on the floor and get pressure from the floor. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yes,
And that I
that's
see that in a
definitely.
yeah, I see that in a lot of people on the spectrum of the spinning helps or pressure, certain pressure, like Temple Grandin. They like that have that pressure on them. So I wonder if he's, on the spectrum, but it's
He
interesting.
also
He's
he also seems hyperactive.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was running sprints inside of the house.
Yeah, he kind of
Uh,
feels a little yeah,
he
revved
was
up.
kissing the floor with his lips, Tori.
Yeah, I think he actually was just on the floor to be grounded. Honestly, I think it's like S- Temple Grandin used to have a pressure machine that instead of a hug, she would have it squeeze her and it would make her feel better. And I wondered if that was what he was getting from the floor.
Well, maybe that's it, but he did kiss the floor with his lips. So that was I would have been down with Temple Grandin right up until then.
Yeah.
Uh, and I got love for people on the spectrum. I don't care about that, but it does seem like it's going to be a lot. And how would you navigate anybody that might say, "Hey, I like this person. I like this guy. I like this person, or I like them," but they're very high strung. Like, how do
Right.
you find the line between high strung and a person that was literally there's a lot of crying followed up by laughing, and that kind of makes me think bipolar because it literally is the explanation of that. What do you think about that? I always get worried when people automatically like, "You're my best friend and we just met." I feel like that's a very scary thing.
Yeah, and I think you only hear them for like what, 15, 20 how long are the dates? You know what I mean? Like what the weird not the weird, I should never have said that. The expressions he's expressing that made me think he was on the spectrum are mostly in the like with the guys. Do you know what I mean? And so she's not really seeing or hearing that sort of excessive energy and that hyper energy. And that's a big part of him. So I don't, yeah, I agree with Michael Dean. I'm not sure they're asking the right questions. A lot of it is what's your perfect Saturday? Let's play a game. But yeah, I don't think they're getting a full representation. Like Calibria?
Calabria
Calabria?
is the black woman's name.
Calabria.
Yeah.
I don't think she's getting the right impression. But yeah, he did open up and I thought she was really sweet when he opened up about his family, but yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
This is my last question, and it does have to do with asking the right questions. I'm glad that you said that. Are you petting Winnie? Winnie from Dude IDK is over there. Is there? Oh, Winnie, what's up, girl? Look at that dog. Oh my God, that dog is so cute. Hey, Winnie. God, that dog is incredibly
She's
cute.
a very good girl.
All right. This has to do with asking the right questions, Tori, because I'm glad you brought that up. I almost forgot. There is a woman on Love is Blind who is going blind. I don't, like literally she has some kind of macular degeneration in
Mhm.
which it
Or
seems like eventually
retinal hyperpigmentation or something like that, yeah.
something like that. Yeah, good
Yeah.
call. And there's a guy that likes her. I thought she was attractive. She's definitely like my type. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
But
She's a
it
good
was
body.
yes, it was a thing where Tori. What made me think about this was that you said it. They're not asking the right questions, and I would think when somebody has macular degeneration, that would have been a good chance for somebody to kind of show like I don't care what kind of physical, if you have any kind of limitations, I don't care. I love the shit out of you. But also, we need to have a discussion about what our life is going to look like.
Yeah, and
It
it is
right. I didn't
retinitis
hear any of that.
pigmentosa. Yeah, I mean, I think he said he was gonna try and process it and understand that, but it's hard to do it right there when someone tells you to be like, "I don't know if that's for me." But I thought that was really interesting, and one of the gentlemen has a kid. He's a single father, And that's also a big question that has to be brought up. Do you feel comfortable in that? And it's really difficult when you're going. Now, she doesn't know she's going blind, but if she does, that takes a lot of work. I was a caregiver for a long, long time for my mother, and it's very hard. That's a hard life that you're choosing. Now, if you love the person, by all means, I'm not saying don't, but that's something you want to think about. And I like that they included more diverse people on this show. I really do. Yeah.
They did include more diverse people, which is tough in Denver.
Colorado.
Yes, there's not a ton of diversity. All right, Tori, I want to get to this story as well. All right, Tori, we're talking the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia.
You want to know something? I just had Ricky Velez on the show today, and he knew you, by the way, and he was talking about Pete. His best friend is Pete Davidson, and he was saying something about how crappy it is that Pete's going.
Right, and also that Pete's got money. He's got like FU money. Like, I don't know, man. Let me get my hand out of somebody's pocket. Just a mere, I don't know. That's a rough one.
Yeah, and Pete Davidson's dad died in 9/11 as a firefighter, and Saudi Arabia like planned 9/11. I also want to bring up the way they treat LGBTQ people is awful. And if a woman is raped in Saudi Arabia, she is then brought in front of a court, and they tell her that she has been committed of adultery. And so, I don't know how you could do that. Now, I asked him how much money everyone's getting, because I was like, I want to know the deets. And he's like, maybe Kevin Hart is getting close to like 5 million, whatever, but no one else is getting that many zeros. And I am just utterly shocked by the amount of high-end A-listers that are going. David Cross put out an essay, and he was like, Bill Burr, I will never listen to you again about freedom of speech and like First Amendment, what they're taking away. Like, how dare you do this? Jim, like, he was just saying it to all. It's just, Khashoggi was a Washington Post reporter. I appreciate that, Emma. That was like chopped up with acid and then burned and then chopped up and dismembered in front of people. And we're like, let's send our comics there. And Chappelle went on and made fun of America's freedom of speech in front of Saudi Arabians. And I'm just
like, and remember, we kind of said, like, I think you can make fun of U.S. politics. Chappelle said that it's easier to talk here than in America. Tory, does he have a point?
No, absolutely not. I know that we have cancel culture, and maybe Chappelle was upset because when he talked honestly over and over about trans people, it rubbed people the wrong way. But try and be a trans person in Saudi Arabia, or be gay, or be a woman, and you're going to get a harsh reality. So I just think it's really embarrassing. Just Me says, Emma says, I'm a fan of Jessica Curson, who's a Jewish lesbian, but I don't think I'll be watching her now that she's gone. And David Cross was like, I'm not listening to you guys anymore. You're done. I can't. You just went against everything that you did. So I think it's terrible that I would never do it. I would never, ever do it. I wouldn't do it.
Let me ask you this, because I do think there's a difference. It shows that there's a difference between musicians and comics. Right off the bat, the difference is when musicians come into town every 2 or 3 years, you expect them to play their 4 hits. That's why you're there. Comedians better have new material.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think there's such a backlash from comedians, but you don't get this? I mean, there was a little, like when Rihanna, I believe, went over there, but I think Bieber has performed over there. I think a lot of singers, most singers that have famous rich air princes that like them have been summoned to perform, and they have definitely done that. And everybody's like, get that bag, girl. Get that bag, dog.
That's what Just Me's saying. Go and take your money and give it to something you support. It's financial alchemy. But I just wouldn't feel comfortable. I just would not feel comfortable bringing my voice. And maybe that's why, Al, like, the comics bring a sense of self, their voice. They've long been the truth tellers. And to go to a place in which you can be killed for telling the wrong kind of truth, not my spot, not my kind of thing. And maybe you just want the money to give to a good cause, but that's blood money, especially for women. I mean, I would not do it. And for my gay brothers and sisters, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I love it, girl. All right, let's get to this, Tor. All right, Tori, we need a fun fact to lead us into Friday Eve.
Okay, are you guys ready?
We are ready.
Okay. The Pope can't be an organ donor.
That's interesting.
Thank you.
That makes sense as
Yeah, I
well.
guess it does because you want the body to be whole, I think.
Well, also, like, whoever gets that organ is now kind of like a deity. Do you understand, like, how many followers you would have when you came out of surgery? You got the Pope's eyes or something?
Oh man,
A
you got a
liver
liver? I got the
transplant?
papal liver.
Yeah, I could definitely, there used to be that was kind of the premise of a couple movies in the 80s was like, some old white cop, no, it's like some young black guy died and got the heart transplanted to an old white guy, and now he's got that black man's soul and stuff like that. Those kind of body. There was like a cop movie that was kind of
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and just so I don't know. I could see that being an issue with the Pope, and then like that person, because a lot of people would look at that person as no less than a deity.
Yeah, and Brandon says, would it turn into crackers when you transplant?
I think so, Brandon. I think so.
That's really funny. The church oh, Just Me says that's because the church owns the organ.
Oh, that Tory, this is a perfect Thursday for you. It's just puns everywhere.
I can't with Just Me. That is so funny. Oh, that's so funny.
All right. Well, Tory, this has been quite the week. I cannot wait to see what the weekend brings. Do you have any big plans?
So I'm going to the Taylor Swift movie. And I did want to say, you guys, and I want to know if you think really quick. I have moved into this apartment by myself, and I have a few boxes that I don't know what to do with. And I hired some organizers to come for just one day, 6 hours. And I feel a little like bougie about it and a little uncomfortable, but I really need the help and I really need that. And so just do you guys think that's crazy that I'm doing that? I'm not this is
No,
not a
you
strong
hire
suit of mine.
somebody for a skill that you don't have. Would it be bougie if you needed? There's some people that know how to get a tree stump out of their lawn and they can do that themselves.
Right,
You and I
right,
would
right,
have
right.
no clue. We have to call a real man over. Uh,
Yeah.
and so like, but that same guy that can get the tree stump out of our lawn, they're probably can't crack a bunch of jokes and talk politics and pop
Right.
culture at the same
Right.
time.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
like we all have different skill sets. So
Okay.
hiring somebody for a skill set that you don't have and you acknowledge, I think is an adult thing to do rather than sit in it like I don't want to be bougie, so I'll just let the problem sit here. Come
Yeah.
on, yeah. And
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
probably learn
Okay.
once it's organized, you'll learn how to organize in the future. So yeah, keep going.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you guys because I felt kind of like weird about it, but I'm just trying to start my new life and my new chapter. And also, it's Yom Kippur tonight. It's the highest of holy days of all of Judaism. There was already 2 stabbings in a British synagogue, by the way,
I
during
saw
our
that.
yeah. So I just want to let you guys know this is the day in which you're supposed to not eat and fast, but you're also supposed to ask forgiveness. So I just wanted to say to anyone out there on the colleagues or to Al or Michael Dean, if I've done anything to upset you, you ask for atonement and you simply just say, I'm sorry and I hope you can forgive me. So it's our new year and it's a way to say, I'm sorry. So colleagues, if I upset you over this year, I'm so sorry.
Well, on behalf of myself, I can just say I forgive you, even though you've done nothing. We love you, girl. And
Michael Dean says
colleagues,
the list is so long.
see me next Yom Kippur. Give me. I need my own organizers for that list.
Oh my God.
All right,
So
colleagues,
funny.
have a good Thursday, Friday Eve, and we'll see you back here Monday. We love you guys. Tell a friend. All right, we're out of here.